What you've heard about the South is true.
Since it's January 2008, I wanted to talk about some articles from a religious magazine from January 2008. I'm not going to tell you what it is because, well, I don't want to be hunted down and killed by a cult. On the cover, violence against women, what is the Bible's view? And then, there's a serious picture and all this mess, and it's a little serious. It doesn't cite any of its sources, so I'm not gonna either. Sorry, but you'd rather not have it anyway. I promise. Okay. Now it says at the bottom. Also, what does headship in marriage really mean? Page 28. Let's find out. This section is entitled "The Bible's Viewpoint," and the article is "What does headship in marriage really mean?" And then there's a picture of a couple. There's a caption. And next to the beautiful paper doll wedding couple. Headship exercised according to Christ's example leads to joy and satisfaction for both partners. Is it just me, or did Christ not get married? In many lands, wedding ceremonies traditionally include the exchanging of vows in which the bride promises to obey her husband. Still, many women chafe at the idea of male headship in marriage. Consider what the Bible teaches about this topic. You will find that its position is balanced and practical. Let wives be in subjection to their husbands as to the Lord, because a husband is head of his wife, as the Christ also is head of the congregation. In fact, as the congregation is in subjection to the Christ, so let wives also be to their husbands in everything. As the head of his wife, the husband is to take the lead in the family, with the wife following his lead and respecting his headship. But neither anyway. A husband's authority is limited by his own subjection to. Within these limitations, however, God has assigned him the responsibility of making important decisions for the family. A husband who follows the Christ's supreme example of love rejects a self-centered exercise of his headship. Seems like a lot of responsibility to throw on a guy's shoulders, especially, what with all the stress there is with everything, especially running a family. Hey, man. Further, physical and emotional differences between men and women. He should gain an understanding of his wife's needs. I got Scorpions playing because I taught myself how to play the rhythm part for Rock You Like a Hurricane, because it's really easy and it's really annoying and stupid, and it's funny to have Scorpions on. And today I was telling everybody that I taught myself how to play Rock You Like a Hurricane, and nobody thought it was funny enough. No one was impressed enough. They just didn't seem surprised. I think it's surprising. Isn't it surprising? This is a random stupid song to pick. I mean, I know it was in the game, but I mean, it's still stupid, right? You don't really hear that on the radio very much. Rock You Like a Hurricane? Come on. Ridiculous. It's hilarious. It's great. And no one was impressed. They didn't even think it was funny. Does a wife's subjection require her to be completely passive? Have you wondered? And it's got 3 questions. I'm not going to read them. The third one is, what is the purpose of marriage and the headship arrangement? And that you can look that up in Proverbs 5:18. Let's see what Proverbs 5:18 has to say. Why get married, and why is the man the leader? And that is explained in Proverbs chapter 5, verse 18. Let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice in the wife of your youth. Another translation, let your own fountain be blessed, and enjoy the girl you married when you were young. King James says, let thy fountain be blessed. Rejoice with the wife of thy youth, and the wife of thy youth. Blessing be on your fountain, joy in the wife of your early years. They all specifically say that your fountain needs to be blessed, and to rejoice with your wife that you married while you were young. That's the purpose of marriage. So I noticed in the table of contents, should I play electronic games? On page 18, many electronic games highlight violence and sexuality. How can a Christian discern which games are fit to play? How much time should he spend on them? Is there an alternative? Let's find out. Young people ask. So this is an article intended to be read by teenagers. You know, those people that say, do me a solid. So here's a picture. The sidebar here, and there's a few questions to answer. You know, while you're reading this, I guess someone would assign you this article in Bible school. I don't know how you would even get this thing. I'm not going to tell you how I get them, because that's some elite shit. They're not easy to track down. All right, to be quite honest, these big things, literally rain from the sky in the South. It's true. What you've heard about the South is true. Biblical literature literally rains from the sky. Should I play electronic games? Why not video games? Well, who says electronic games? Anyway, okay. So on the sidebar, there are a few questions. How often do you play electronic games? Rarely, once a week, or every day? Well, a couple times a week, but I would check once a week. Right, okay. How much time do you spend when you play a game? A few minutes, an hour or less, more than 2 hours? Well, I don't know, probably more than 2 hours, whatever. I'm dedicated. What type of games do you like most? I don't know, say I was doing a survey or something, and I wanted to ask you, what are 4 video game genres? First-person shooter. You want to go classic, you could say adventure, action, RPG, real-time strategy, turn-based strategy, simulation, sports games, racing, basketball, football, hockey. Well, those aren't really genres. Anyway, platform, reality TV show, bucking-based piece of shit game. They're not very imaginative anymore. You get the idea. There's a lot of video game genres. All right. What type of games do you like most? Car racing, sports, first-person shooter, or other. Let's try this one more time. Type of games do you like the most? Car racing, sport, first-person shooter. Like those are good, right? Or other. They could only come up with 2.5 video game genres for this little fucking, you know, assignment inside of your reading assignment that you get at, I guess, Bible camp. And then the last question is, RWRITE, right here, the name of an electronic game that you would know would not be good for you to play. And then there's a line where you can write a game that you know would not be good for you to play. I can write a name on that list. World of Warcraft. Alright, so anyway. And then there's an actual article. Quite a bit of a fucking article.